Hi, I'm Nikolas Dixon, and I was born to dance.
Like crazy, foolish, stupid, party going wild, fist pumping music. I might lose it, glass to the roof, how we lose it. I don't care tonight, she don't care, we like almost there, the right vibe, ready to get live. Ain't no surprise, take me so high, jumping those dives, surfing the crowd. Ooh, said I gotta be the man, I'm the head of my band, mic check 1, 2. Shut them down in the club where the Playboy does, till they all get loose, out the bottle. We all get fit in again tomorrow. Gotta break rules, cause that's the motto. Club shut down 100 supermodels.
I would have to say that what influenced me the most to start dancing is music videos. I grew up, admittedly, in the 80s, and that's when music videos became popular. And artists like Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Madonna, they always had incredible dance scenes, and I just wanted to be on film doing what they did. And so I'd go in my backyard when I was little, when I could escape away from my older brothers, and just choreograph my own routines. I would steal their clothes, I would take their big boombox into the backyard and put their cassette tapes in, and I would just choreograph my own productions. And I knew that's what I wanted to do for my life, and that's what's led up to what I'm doing now. I didn't have a lot of formal training growing up. I would watch television music videos, I'd record them on VHS's, tapes, and I would learn the choreography. Disney shows like the Mickey Mouse Club, Kids Incorporated, I would literally watch them in slow motion and do the routines. And from there, it just evolved to something I love to do. And in high school, finally found a dance teacher to teach, and she one day took a group of us to a Disney audition when I was 16 years old. It was actually my 16th birthday, 1997, a long time ago. And we went to the Disney audition, and a huge cattle call, hundreds of people there, and 9 hours later, I ended up being a principal dancer for Disney in Orlando, Florida. It started there, and I danced there for 2 years while I was in high school, and they wanted me to go to Tokyo, but my parents said go to college. So I went to Florida State, where I studied pre-med, is what I started doing. But I danced and did theater productions, and I studied internationally at Florida State University's Learning Center in London, England, where I did the theater program there. And I did dance productions such as the famous 13 Days of Dance for Florida State University. And I even got to choreograph for master's concerts for graduate students at Florida State. They could choose one guest choreographer, and I was that person for multiple students. So it was a really cool experience. All the while, I did mime, and I was 3-time U.S. national mime champion, and I got to tour and do productions with that. And from there, I was cheering as well at Florida State, so I got a scholarship for cheerleading to get my master's degree in Hawaii at Hawaii Pacific University, where I was there for 2 years. It was a great experience. Getting a scholarship for cheerleading was a really big deal. My whole life I tumbled. I wanted to be a gymnast, but we never really could afford lessons for gymnastics, so I went in my backyard and measured out what a tumbling floor would look like, and I made up my own routines. And I would, just like with dance, I would watch gymnastics in slow motion and learn until I got it right. Eventually my hands made it there before my head, and it was a lot of fun. It's what I love to do. So throughout high school, I was cheerleading as well as dancing, and that led to me cheering on the competition squad for Florida State University. We were nationally ranked. And then when I graduated from Florida State, I was so lucky to get that scholarship to Hawaii Pacific University, because it's the #1 program still today for cheerleading in the nation. So I got my master's in communication, but while I was there, I needed a job on top of everything else. So I found a position as assistant director for a performing arts school there, Word of Life School of Music, Media, and Performing Arts. And we put on productions with anywhere from 15 to 25,000 people would come to our productions. We had to hold them 5 days a week just so that we could get enough people in there that wanted to come. And I wrote, produced, directed, choreographed most of the productions, and sang as well. So getting to go to Hawaii on cheerleading scholarship was really awesome for me. Once I graduated from Hawaii Pacific University with my master's degree, I started touring. I did my own productions, solo dance, creative arts, a lot of choreography. I would do creative arts seminars where I would teach dance to students in Europe. I toured all over France. The mayor of France actually asked me to come and do a creative arts seminar in the Grand Theater in Nice, which was a huge experience for me. I got to do a lot of dance, mime, tumbling, a whole bunch of different things for their young people, and it became actually a part of their national telethon. So it was a huge experience for me. And from there, I got a call from a friend in Florida that was teaching at a university, and she said, "Hey, will you come guest speak for my class?" And I said, "Absolutely." And not thinking anything of it, after speaking a month later, they called me and asked me if I'd come on faculty at the university. And so I'd never thought of teaching at that level, but I thought, why not? Let's go for it. So they didn't really have a dance program. They had a movement for actors class, but I converted it into a theatrical dance production course, which multiplied into multiple courses and became, every semester we had a huge production, which was kind of a benchmark for the progression of that university's arts program. So it was a great experience. After 4 years of serving on the faculty of the university, I was kind of ready for a change. I was in Florida, it was hot and humid, my family was out here in California, so I decided to just make the move across the country. And when I got here, I was lucky. I landed a couple of shows, dancing, singing, mainly theater and musical theater. And then a friend said, "Hey, Six Flags is having auditions." And I thought, I love theme parks. I worked for Disney before, so why not? So I auditioned, and it led to currently I have a lead role in one of our productions at Six Flags for Fright Fest, where I get to dance and sing, and I get to choreograph some of my own movement. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's great people, and I get to ride roller coasters too, so that's always a plus. Dancing is a process. You have to get your mind ready, your body ready. Physically, you have to stretch, you have to warm up, so you prevent injuries. That's a huge part of a dancer's life. Every dance class begins with a 20 to 30 minute sometimes warm up for your body, because it's your instrument. A lot of musicians spend a lot of time oiling the gears on their trumpets and different things like that. Well, I have to oil my gears so that I can do the moves. And it's a part of the physical process. Now, the mental process is completely different, especially as a choreographer, because you have to take a song and interpret it with a meeting, some kind of meeting for an audience. And so what I like to do is I like to shut myself off in a room all by myself. I turn off the lights and I'll blast the music. And I'll just close my eyes, and I don't know how it happens, but it's almost like in the theater of my mind, I see what people are supposed to do. I see the costuming, I see the lighting, I see the movement, the entire picture that makes that production happen. And so that's how my creative process works. It's not the same for everyone, but that's how I do it. It wasn't always easy. None of this came to me on a silver platter. I had to work every step of the way. My parents were pastors of a church my whole life, and we moved around a lot, and we didn't have money for lessons all the time, so there was the financial strain, and so I had to make my own provisions and go in the backyard and practice, and really it had to come from me. No one else could push me. I didn't have stage parents that were throwing me into dance classes just because they wanted me to do something. It was my passion. It was what I wanted my reality to be. So I had to overcome a lot of things. Being a guy in Tennessee, where I grew up originally, dancing, it wasn't acceptable. You just didn't do it. You get made fun of. People would say hurtful things. But I knew the bigger picture. I knew what I wanted, and you just can't let what people say bother you. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your journey. You have to make those choices. And so through high school, yeah, there's always teasing when you want to be a cheerleader, but you just do a couple back handsprings and it shuts people up when they see how talented you are. And so I try to, when I do seminars, I encourage, especially the young men that have these desires and these gifts that I believe are God-given, and they're supposed to pursue these things. I try to encourage them, tell them there's nothing wrong with you. because of what you enjoy to do. It's what you were born to do. I was born to dance, so that's what I do. I dance. Cut. I'm trying to figure out what I want to talk about first.